verse, Sada Aham Ishasya Bhaktanam Sham Abhitsataha. Okay. So we will read this verse. Tada Aham Ishasya Bhaktanam Sham Abhitsataha Anugraham Manyamanaha Pratishtam Dishamuttaram. Okay. Anybody wants to read the translation?
I will read, Prabhu.
Yes,
Hare
Prabhu,
Krishna.
please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to all. I request this, I took this as the special mercy of the Lord, who always desires benediction for his devotees. And so, thinking, I started for the north.
So, what he took it as a special mercy?
The death of his mother.
Being left all alone. Not only the death of his mother, even the uh, uh, sages have left, whom he was very much attached to. Sometimes we say, no, we have seen devotees saying this, that whoever whoever becomes dear to me, they leave me. Something like this. Sometimes people say, no, that so I don't feel like showing affection to anybody like that. So they should learn from Narad Muni actually, that being left alone is actually a special mercy of the Lord. Being left alone means he's saying except Krishna never leaves anybody alone, but we just have to realize that Krishna is always with us. He's the only one who can be always with us. So that particular feeling when it comes, then we won't be worried about all this what you call this insecurity, fear of being alone, loneliness, and all those kind of things will not bother us. In fact, we will feel it is all the more a benediction of the Lord. Because you see one thing, that our material life itself is like keep on going like a graph. Some like that Sidoshna Sugadukada, we don't really feel it that way. We get some good thing, good association, we go on a high. Then we lose a thing, then we go low. Something good happens to us, we go high. Something bad happens, we go low. Like this, our life, if it is going like this waves, sine wave, cos wave, whatever it is, if it goes like that, then actually it is not uh, the best situation, best position to be into to really feel blissful, and um, that steadiness is not there means our life is always disturbed. A person who is always disturbed, even if he has all the wealth, all the fame and name, everything is there, still he will not be very happy. Yesterday I read a very beautiful verse in the 12th canto. See, very beautiful verse. Put it down. 12th or 11th of canto. 11th canto. Uh, 7:18:31. These few verses are really beautiful to talk about a saintly person.
Which verse, Prabhuji?
11:18:31. There is a sequence of verses that talks about how a saintly person should behave in that 18th chapter. You also take it. 11th and 18th chapter. How a saintly person should behave. It's very interesting because it is very much uh, It's very much in line with what Narada Muni is doing here. I think it is Krishna arranging for us to connect to these shlokas. You can just take the translations alone. Maybe just take the 18 chapters, all the 18 chapter verses with only the translation. Be nice to read too. We may or may not be able to follow this in toto, but at least we can get an idea of what Bhagavatam expects from those who want to become saintly in their character.
I will
It
read
talks
Prabhu.
about one second, Prabhu. Let me tell you. There's a lot of instructions, but we will. I will tell you where exactly should start from.
Should I read?
Yes, you carry on, Prabhu, but I'll just tell you which verse to start from.
Ah.
I specifically wanted to read the 31, but looking at all the other beautiful verses, it's very, really nice to meditate on. Let's start from this verse, Prabhu. Verse number, where it is starting. Yes, verse number actually, this 14th verse, no, 13th verse onwards, it talks about the sannyas life. Before that, verses are all talking about Vanaprastha life. Let's read these ones because it's not that specific, it is specific to those who are taking sannyas alone should do this, but it is actually some instructions are very, very generic and very clear for all of us. So you can switch off the Devanagari, diacritics, and purport also. Only translation. So just take only the translations. Remove the chapter description, verse text, chapter description also. Yes. Now you will be clear here. So let's read from verse number 13 onwards. These were very beautiful slokas, and you can see how Narad Muni is uh, very nicely following this. He will be following in the next few verses. He will explain that. But let's read these few verses. Suresh, please go ahead.
Ah. Having worshipped me according to scriptural injunctions, and having given all one's property to the sacrificial priest, one should place the five sacrifices within oneself. Thus, with the mind completely detached, one should enter the sannyasa order of life.
From here on, he will talk about. From here on, he will talk about what are the qualities to cultivate here, or what are the things to follow. Particular notices. Please continue.
14th, this man taking sannyasa is going to surpass us and go back home, back to Godhead. Thus, thinking the demigods create stumbling blocks on the path of sannyasi by appearing before him in the shape of his former wife or other women and attractive objects. But the sannyasi should pay the demigods and their manifestations no bid. Wonderful. So the people around are sannyasis, the demigods.
But it's very interesting how the way all these big people are all separating from their family now. The husband divorce, the wife is divorcing the husband. So I don't know what they are thinking about. Here the demigods are coming in the form of farmer women to attract them. There, in Rasta life only, they want to divorce and go. They don't want to think about that person. Their spouse, even in the family life, it's more than sannyas. Sorry, Mataji. Sorry.
Demigod is paid up with the association.
Yeah. Very interesting. So let's continue.
Demigod running away.
Sorry,
Demigod
Prabhu?
running away. demigods running away.
No, no, Prabhu. Sannyasi should pay the demigods and their manifestations no heed. Means they will come and present in the form of different women and all that. So the sannyasi should not get attracted to them. Attracted to the, or they will give some the different other attractions and weakness. They know the weakness, no, or weakness. So they will come and do. So the sannyasi should not. They should ignore such thing from the demigods.
Yeah.
I was talking about all these people who are giving up their wife, husband, in so after so many years, no? Like yesterday or 2 days, 3 days before we heard that this guy, celebrity A.R. Rahman, he gave up. They divorced. Thing after 30 years of marriage. What is he going to do after 30 years of marriage? Huh? I think I don't know if whatever rumors and all they are talking about. I think a bit of hearing the Kirtans last year. You know that in Dubai he had listened to Kirtans. No, that might have given some. If he is continuing, I don't know what these celebrities are up to. Sorry, Prabhu.
He's renouncing.
Yeah. Asitagut Mataji and all the Dubai devotees, and even Mumbai, this Kirtan group was there, who went for Kirtan Mela there, all of them were there. Shivalla Prabhu, he was doing that. So he must have been really frustrated with his wife, or his wife must be really frustrated, whatever the case may be. I really don't understand these people divorcing after so many years. And it's such a funny thing that people treat such people as devtas, as God only, just because they are putting some. These celebrities, whatever that their success and all, they are getting the name and fame. This we can see how so many cases like that keeps happening. How their personal life is so devastated, really. What is the name and fame and wealth do? They conduct big, they orchestrate big thing, whatever. But what the standard they are setting, that is a different thing. Forget about it. But the way they are, having their frustrated life, we can see how it's all this name, fame, and wealth and all is of no use. Very nothing to do with it. So let's continue reading these people. It's a very nice thing to talk about the sannyas thing. Very interesting. Of course, we may not be able to follow this exactly like word for word, but the spirit is more important. Let's read the 15th verse. Prabhu, you want to continue?
I will read up to 15 and then read it.
Yeah.
15th. If the sannyasi desires to wear something besides a mere kopina, he may use another cloth around his waist and hips to cover the kopina. Otherwise, if there is no emergency, he should not accept anything besides his danda and water pot.
Our Goswamis were all living like this, you see. What is that? Kaupina Kantastitau. That in the Sargoswami Ashtada itself you will get it. Nidra Hara Viharakadi Vichitau. No, what is that first line? Kaupina Kantastitau. They were only living with just a kaupin and a commandalu, and the same thing they were using for everything. So that is how they were living. Sargoswami Ashtakam, na? Krishna Kirtana Padam.
Fourth one, Rushi. Tattva Turnamasheshamandala.
Yes. Adach. Fourth one. Tyaktva Turnamashesha Mandalapati Shrenim Sada Tuchavat Bhutva Dina Ganeshato. Karunaya Kaupina Kanta Kaupina Kanta Shritau, not Kanta, Kanta. Kaupina Kanta Shritau. Ashritau means they took shelter of just the Kaupin Kanta, the two cloth for the Kaupin. And Gopi Bhava Rasamrutabdi Lahari. Amrita Abdi Lahari, that waves of the ocean of the nectarian mellows. Gopi Bhava Rasamrita Abdi Lahari. Kallola Magnamuku. When Prabhupada sings this, you will see the bhav when he sings that. Kallola Magnamuku. He is completely submerged in that ocean of nectar. And that is what they were doing. Let's read this. I offer my respect obeisance to the 6 Goswamis, who kicked off all association of aristocracy as insignificant. Uta Ashesha Mandalapati Shreni, Sada Tushchavat. Mandalapati means they were the rulers, actually. They were the ministers, rulers. They were really controlling everything. And Raghunath Das Goswami also, his father was such a big landlord and so much property they had, so much name and fame they had. Sada Tuchchavat, just like Chut Tuchcha, they just left her. And why did they did all that? Kicked off all assertion of aristocracy insignificant in order to deliver the poor conditioned souls. Dina Ganeshakau Karunaya, out Dina Ganeshakau means all the souls of Dina, poor people, Karunaya. And out of mercy for them, they took up this role. They accepted loincloths, treating themselves as mendicants. But they are always merged in the ecstatic ocean of the gopis' love for Krishna and bathe always and repeatedly in the waves of that ocean. Gopi Bhava Rasamrtabdi Lahari. Kallola Magna Muhu means they are completely submerged, they take bath in that ocean, that waves. So that is the level of their devotion. So we don't have to imitate just that wearing of the kaupin, but the principles of what they followed in terms of the love they exhibited, and the karunaya, Dina Ganesha Karunaya, that is very important. Many times people take all this kind of a base for name and fame. Because the renunciation, the name and fame that comes from renunciation is the most difficult to give up. Because you are trying to renounce, but in that renunciation, if you are not doing it properly, the name and fame that comes now, that name and fame is actually very difficult to give up. So what it means, we are not complete in our renunciation because we are not able to give up something still. What is that? The name and fame that is coming out of the renunciation itself. So our renunciation itself becomes a paradox because anybody who renounces, they will become famous in this world. That is the nature of this world. You become renounced, even if you don't have anything and still become renounced, you will become famous. People say he's a big vairagi. They will do something to you. That is how the demigods and all come to attract us. And when that renounced person, when he takes to his previous bad habits or think back to family, all those things, then he will be considered really tuchha, really nicha. So that is what the Devatas and others, they come and do to us. Anyway, let's go further. Next, this is a nice, beautiful one. Next, 16. Who wants to read the 16th one?
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Please, Mataji.
Text 16. A saintly person should step or place his foot on the ground only after verifying with his eyes that there are no living creatures such as insects who might be injured by his foot.
This is who reminds you. Who reminds you of this?
Jains. Huh?
Yeah, Jains, but then in Bhagavatam.
Mrikari,
Mrikari.
Mrikari is one example. Mrikari is one example. Jadabharat Maharaj, yes. Fifth canto, 10th, 11th chapter. He was walking along when he was carrying that palanquin. So those ants were all, it was rainy season, those ants all came out and they were walking. and all the others are just stepping on the ants and going because they are carrying this king's palanquin. But Jadabharat Maharaj is more worried about the ants than the king because he wants to safeguard the ants also. So he is stepping, he is just making sure that there are no ants 3 foot ahead, and then he keeps the step. So there is imbalance because of that, and the king became very angry, upset, and all that, right? So that is one example. Another example is who said Mrigari. Mrigari was also who was killing. See the transformation just after being touched by Narad Muni. We are talking about Narad Muni, but this character Mrigari, he was initially he was killing the animals and all half killed animals. He was so happy to see them suffering the pain. He said, "No, I am feeling so happy seeing these animals suffering and dying." Uh, and but that same Mrigari, after being touched by Narad Muni, is caused us mercy. When they come back, Narad Muni, after a long time, he comes back with Ankira Muni, Parvata Muni or Ankira Muni, one of them. So he comes with him, and he sees that when the um, when he was running to see you. As soon as he saw Narad Muni, he was running to pay obeisance to him. But while running, he saw the ants and all were going here and there. So he used this with the little cloth that he had to push them aside so that they will not be killed by his saying that was to his spiritual master. So that is another example. This is how one should be, to that extent we should be devoid of this violence, or we should make sure that we don't harm any living entity knowingly, even as much as possible we should do. Hmm? Okay, so please continue, Mataji. We didn't do the translation fully yet.
Yes, Prabhuji. 1 second, I just went back.
We should drink water.
Chapter 18.
We should drink water only after filtering it through. You are reading from your
Yeah,
book?
I was reading from my phone, Prabhuji. So
Oh, that's
11.
difficult to read.
Yeah, 1 second. Maybe somebody
16.
else can read.
Yeah,
Prabhuji,
anyone
when I
else
come
can
back.
read from the screen. Sapna Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. But
Prabhu, you
now,
made it too big.
yeah, Prabhuji. I'm also reading from the phone.
You're also reading from the phone. Okay.
Uh,
17.
So who
but
wants
he
to read?
should.
17. Prabhuji,
Prabhuji,
I
I
will
can
read
take
again.
16,
now.
no, 16, we should read. I think Chaturbuja Prabhu wants to read. Okay. Prabhu, you read Prabhu, Chaturbuja Prabhu, and then followed by Sabla Mataji, Sarojini Mataji.
Thank you.
So you read the second line onward. You should drink water.
Okay, Prabhuji. Text 16. He should drink water only after filtering it through a portion of his cloth, and he should speak only words that possess the purity of truth.
Hmm.
Similarly, he should perform only those activities his mind has carefully ascertained to be pure.
See, these are all very, very important instructions for us to follow. The drinking water also, there might be some little insects or whatever be there. So we should filter it through a portion of clothes, and then we drink it. Like to that extent, we can at least ensure. And then importance is that words is only that possess purity of truth. We cannot just speak just something because uh, it is there. Whatever comes to our next one.
Text 17.
Hmm.
One who has not accepted the three internal disciplines of avoiding useless speech, avoiding useless activities, and controlling the life air can never be considered a sannyasi merely because of his carrying bamboo rods.
Very important. So we have to avoid this internal. What are three things? Avoiding useless speech, avoiding useless activities, and controlling the life air. Controlling the life air actually does not mean stopping the air, but controlling the life air means you regulate it. Like for example, in our cases, when you're really angry, our breathing will increase. People will breathe heavy, when they are very angry, upset, or really enraged. And sometimes they will not even breathe properly. So what do you call it as the normality of the stability of the breathing will keep us is a manifestation of our steadiness of the mind, steadiness of our thinking. So that's why all this regulation, what is that? Krishna says that no, regulate your life here. In Bhagavad Gita, he says that, right? Sorry?
Vichahara viharasya.
Yuktahara viharasya, yukta chestasya karmasu, yukta swapna avabodhasya. So when we are regulating our life here, naturally the sleep also will be very regular. So regulating our life here also means regulating our eating. When we are regulating our eating properly, then the air need not spend too much of its energy to digest. Right inside the body, the air is used for digestion, for breathing, and for evacuation. For all those things, it is there. No? Even for the pushing the blood across throughout the body. We have our doctor in the room, so we know Mataji will correct us. The blood circulation is also because through the pushing of the air, kapha, pitta, vayu, these three things we say, right? So this vayu pushes the 10 different vayus that are there in our body. So when we are regulated in our activities or whatever yoga that people are doing, etc., that regulates the life here. So that is actually the meaning of this thing. And when you are regulating the life here, our whole life becomes stable. We sleep on time, we eat on time, we spend our everything is on time. Our moving around and all those things. So that actually keeps us away from all the diseases or whatever that are there. That is there in the list of diseases that we get. But there was one nice shloka my Guru Maharaj used to saying that yavat swasto dehaha tavat mrityuscha duratah. The nice verse. Yavat swasto dehaha. When our body is swasta, is very healthy, tavat mrityuscha duratah. Mrityu is that much far away. We are not talking about accidental deaths and all that, but at least the diseases are that much away. Our death due to disease is that much far away. Yavat swasto dehaha tavat mrityuscha duratah. Tasmad atmahitam kuryat. Tasmad atmahitam kuryat means therefore do the activities of self-realization, do the activities of self-realization now only when the deha is swasta. Then last line, he has a beautiful question. Pranante kim karishyati. After the life leaves the body, what kind of self-realization you will do? Once you die, you can't do any meditation, chanting and all. So better you do it when your body is all right only. Yavat swasto dehaha, tavat mrityuscha duratah. Right? If our mrityu is very near, then we will be too much disturbed. I will have to take medicine this time, then do this there, then tonic here. So many different things. Half of our life will be gone in these things only. So when we are controlling the life here properly and keeping our body thing, and the best way of controlling our life here is using the life here to chant Krishna's names and chant Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Because the life air is automatic, because life air is actually given by Krishna only. And when we are using that life air in chanting Krishna's names or chanting Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, etc., preaching, etc., automatically the life air will be in the service of Krishna. So when anything is engaged in the service of Krishna, you don't have to control it. It will automatically be controlled. Understand? Very simple thing if you notice. Night, how we are sleeping. We are saying, no, we are sleeping, no, the night. How do we get sleep? I mean to say, do you know when we are getting sleep at the time of, exactly at the time of going to sleep? What is our consciousness?
We are in tamas, Prabhu.
Tamas, correct. But then at that time, your mind will be a bit calm.
Calm,
If your
peaceful.
mind is,
Yes,
if the mind is agitated, you will not be able to sleep.
you can't. Yes,
Right?
Prabhu. True.
Correct. So when your mind is calm, when you are envious or when you are hateful of somebody or when you are disturbed about something, all these things are in the mode of passion. So your mind will not give time to rest, time for the body to rest. You keep thinking, 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 so the body will also be awake. But the moment when we are actually sleeping, we are out of these things. At least for that moment, we are out of these negative thoughts. Right? I think Chaturvedi Prabhu is making a very important point. Mind is very calm, especially in deep sleep. Deep sleep. So what happens is, when we are at that moment, when we are devoid of these qualities, actually we are under the control of Krishna. Our life air, our mind, it is controlled. That moment, at least it is controlled by Krishna. It's under his control. So that is why it becomes calm and it goes to sleep. I still remember I was talking to my Guru Maharaj, Maharashtra Maharaj, Parapuja Mahavishnu Maharaj. He said a very interesting statement. It stuck like a thunderbolt at that time, and to me, now also, if I think of it, it is still having the same effect. He said, "I can, I can go to rest. I can sleep whenever I want, and I can get up whenever I want. I never keep alarm for getting up, and I never keep any other things to go to sleep. If I decide to sleep, I will sleep that moment." He asked Maharaj, "How is it possible that you are doing this?" Then Maharaj said, "Because I don't have any corners in my mind. I don't have any corners in my heart." He told in a very quiet tone. Actually, it was so amazing the way he said, in a very sober and grave tone, he said that without any ado about it. And because I don't have any corners in my heart about anybody, I don't keep any hatred on anybody or any bad or good feelings about anybody. See, everybody is equal. That is the reason I can go to sleep whenever I want. We saw that actually. We were with Maharaj, myself, and a couple of other devotees, my god brothers, and we were doing everything. Maharaj was in his ashram, and we were thinking that, oh, Maharaj will take some time. 8 o'clock it was, and evening he said we should go to rest by 8. He was telling like this. Maharaj will say 8 o'clock, but he will probably spend some more time talking to us. And we were just out from Maharaj's room, we just in the other room, and we were talking, just casually we were talking. And then it was 8 o'clock. We just went inside his room to see if Maharaj would want anything, and we saw he was already deep asleep. And then the devotee next to me, Prabhuji, my godbrother, said, "Prabhu, 8 means 8, Prabhu. He's just said 8, you go to sleep, and he's sleeping sharp 8. 7 till 7:55, he was talking to us." And we thought we'd just go out and get something sorted out and then come back. Within 5 minutes, he just deep sleep. And then morning, before even we could all get up, he was right there in the room where the photo was there, and he was with his kartal, he was ready. 4:25 was ready, and he had to get up at 3:45, 3:30 to get ready because he couldn't. I'm talking about when he was 88 years old, 87, 88 years old, and he had no this thing, excuse anything for that matter. So he showed us by practice that controlling the life air is possible when you engage that air in the service of Krishna. We don't have to explicitly control it. It will automatically be controlled. So that is why bhakti is the best way to get rid of all these things. So tasmad atmahitam kuryat. Now only when you are healthy, only you do atmahitam. Do everything that is for the well-being of the soul. Atmahitam means for the welfare of the soul. Our soul, not only our soul, but all the soul. Pranam tekim karishyati. After the body is gone, what will you do? Not only our body, other bodies also. Many times we have this habit of not doing anything when the living entity is around us. But after they go, we do very nice obituaries. He was like this, he was like that. Yes, it is good to tell that, but at the end of the day, we are supposed to serve the living entities after they leave also. But it is more important for us to do that, especially with that reciprocation should be. You are asking for this verse, Prabhu. The Yavasvasto there, that one. See, these are some of the shlokas which we cannot find anywhere. Our spiritual master always throws some thunderbolt shlokas like this, which even in Google you cannot find it. But these are all from Subhashitam, Hitopadesh, those kind of books where the good qualities that we need to cultivate, those are all there, But very, very instructive verse, you see, very, very much in line with our Bhagavatam thing, Bhagavatam conclusion, right? So let's continue. Yes, Prabhu, please read. You're reading very nicely, Prabhu. Please read.
Thank you, Guruji. Text 18. Rejecting those houses that are polluted and untouchable, one should approach without previous calculation 7 houses and be satisfied with that which is obtained thereby begging. According to necessity, one may approach each of the 4 occupational orders of society.
See, this is very interesting, no? What is really highlight in this verse? Something very interesting.
There's
Without previous
occupational,
calculation.
4 occupational orders.
What about it?
And that means they don't have to go to only a Brahmana's house or something like that, Prabhuji. Everybody
so
is treated equally.
Yeah. You don't go by calculations. Say this is a Brahmana's house, Prasada will be nice here. And Kshatriya's house, nice opulent Prasada will be there. Vaishya's house, everybody has a big tummy, we will also get nice. All Rasgullas and Rasmalais will be there. Basundi, everything. So don't go like that. Even in Madhukari, we will become sensuality affairs. But what really, someone else said something which one should approach without previous calculation. That's a very important highlight in this verse, right? What does that mean?
Dependency on Krishna.
No, that is right. But why this without previous calculation is mentioned? What is that?
Previous calculation means if I go here, I will get this. If I go here, I will get this. Expecting something.
Earlier, yesterday I might have gotten some very opulent prasadam there. So I would say that, okay, today also if I go, I will get the same there, right? We do similar things in there in book distributions and other services also, right? Isn't it? Sapna Mataji is smiling very nice. He's going to go to the seva.
School. Mataji is going to school
Yeah,
for book distribution. Yeah, so
school,
nice.
Go to school for book distribution.
We are conducting value education contest.
Yes. That's very nice. Very nice. Value education is a good way to give books to devotees. It's necessary that everybody around. I know BCEC or Vishal Nagar temple is really giant in book distribution. They just talk in 5 digits, 6 digits only when they talk about the target. I thought they were asking me to talk about book distribution. I said, what kind of a Kali Yuga has become so thing? I saw that because I am nowhere near the book distribution thing count that they do. And they are asking me to give class on that. And I told them that I am only qualification I have is I am happy for whatever you are doing. That is only qualification. Right? And then that Prabhuji was telling, we have a target of 1 lakh something. I thought Lakshmi collected from the book, they kept us that number, but they said number of books only they kept us lakhs. That too only BCEC, Vishal Nagar. Think about NVCC and all put together. My God, you people are really a different world. I think you are sending parcel to Sarkaloka and other lokas also, I think. Otherwise, we will not be able to do this many books. Anyway, so this is such a beautiful thing. One should approach without previous calculation. Means we should not have unnecessary premeditated things in our mind. Hey, this is a nice pious area. We can go distribute nicely, or we can get nice prasadam. We can get nice Lakshmi. That kind of a calculation, if we go to, that will not help us actually. So especially for someone who is in the renowned state, all these previous calculations are detrimental. Is that Rakesh Prabhu, Sri Krishna?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Prabhuji, one interesting thing I read in this purport on the very start, that is below the translation,
Hmm.
it talks about the order in which a sannyasa is supposed to go in search of food.
Mhm.
Identify a brahmana, if not a brahmana, and if he is in the danger of starving, then go to a kshatriya and things like that. So why is it put that way? I mean, does it say that if he is in the danger of starving, he has to approach a kshatriya?
So, Prabhu, see, here the thing is the consciousness, consciousness of how the food is prepared is also very important. If you go to Brahmana's house, by default, you know that they would have offered it to Krishna. By default, you know that they would have, proper this thing they would have taken in to keep that in the mode of goodness, etc. Right? So you made sure that that thing is followed. And once, if at all there is no Brahmanas in that area, then you go to the Kshatriyas house where, of course, they also will follow the regulations. But somewhere you may have to encounter this, people who are not so pious, etc. So the order of, I mean to say, what is the order of that thing is because to the extent the majority of the people will be in goodness by default. You understand? In Brahmana's thing, they by default they are in the mode of goodness. You don't have to do any this thing. So there, if you get that is perfectly fine. You have got that prasadam for the day. But otherwise, next thing you go to the next levels up to Vaishyas, or even to Shudras also you go. You go only those who are not sinful. If you go to houses where they are already sinful, then by taking their prasadam, you will cultivate the quality of that is, sinful tendencies. So that is why it is given that order.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
We should be very careful. Even not only prasadam, even Lakshmi, everything, we have to do it in such a way. And at the same time, we should not reject those who are Sudras. Is okay. No, I will not take this from here, Lakshmi and all. Because what happens is sometimes you may have to engage that Lakshmi in Krishna service so that that person will become purified, or their person's earning will become purified, and he will not get the bad karma. Sometimes you may have to do that. But that can be done only by those who are extremely pure, pure in their thing, and those who are potent enough to destroy others' impurity, others' sins. That is why those who are spiritual masters, they have the authority, or they have the power to purify in those places. In the aspiring stages, in the sadhaka stage, we should not take that risk of, okay, I will go and purify this person's house, that person's house. It's a bit challenging. If you depend completely on Guru's mercy, and if you can do that, that is well and good. To a large extent, Guru will protect us. But again, our consciousness, we should be very careful that it should not get deviated. Because in Shudras homes, they may sometimes, nowadays everybody is Shudra. They are talking about Shudras of that age. They were much better than even some of the Brahmanas of Kali Yuga those days. So there the standard was much higher in those ages, right? So even there, if you go to so and so house and you get attracted to some of them, they may not have Krishna's photos or God photos in their homes. Something else will be there. You will naturally get attracted to those things. And that Ajamila's case, how he was just for one kshana, such a service he was doing to his spiritual master and his thing. But one kshana he saw a Shudra man and a woman. From then on, his life started gliding down, isn't it? So we have to be very careful and not take it for granted that oh, I've taken to devotional service, everything will be perfectly all right. That will not. So I see three hands raised. What's the first one to go to? Was it Kamalini Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, ma'am.
I just had a doubt.
Yes,
Okay, taking prasadam in Somebody's house is okay, depending upon what is their consciousness. But Lakshmi for Krishna service in sadhaka stage, we should not collect Prabhu because we are collecting and giving it in the temple or to Guru. So even that we should not do.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you're completely dependent on Guru's mercy, your consciousness is that you just go and give it directly to Guru and not
Yeah.
take even one penny for yourself, then we are safe.
Okay,
You understand?
that's what.
And that is very important. And ideally speaking, we should just be like a postman. Take from here, give there, forget
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. Yes,
What we
Prabhu,
will do
yes,
later
Prabhu,
is that, oh, that person gave nice Lakshmi, so let me go and associate with him, preach to him more. We use the word preaching, but actually speaking, we want to associate with them. We take their association. So that is something where we have to be very careful. Hmm?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, Kamal sir, Kamalini Mataji, is there, and then who was the next one? Shyam Charan Prabhu, and I saw Swapna Mataji also. Shyam Charan Prabhu, you have any point to share?
Krishna.
Yes, sir.
The first sentence of the shloka that we should be we should avoid this polluted and untouchable houses. No? So
Hmm.
and the next line they are saying that one should approach without previous calculation. So
Hmm.
rejecting those houses that are polluted and untouchable, for that we
There
have to
also
do
we
some.
may do calculation though. Yeah, nice thing, nice question, Prabhu. When you are seeing something as polluted and untouchable, that untouchable is not in terms of their birth. It's very
Yeah.
clear here. That untouchable is more from, like, suppose they are eating meat, they are really, the food is really, so much in the tamasic thing, and the way they are maintaining their sense gratificatory things, they have all kinds of self gratificatory paraphernalia inside this house. It may look very opulent, but everything is used for just their enjoyment, sense enjoyment, and so on. So those kind of houses we should not. Hey, this house is a very opulent house, millionaire's house. Let me go and get something. That is how we will think normally. But saints don't want to go there. Like Surdas didn't want to go to Akbar's palace also. Akbar's there, we called him over. He didn't want to go, stay there, isn't it? So even Tukaram, he had Shivaji Maharaj as his disciple, but he never went and took any favor from Shivaji Maharaj. He was in his own ashram only, right? Shivaji had to come all the way to meet him. He never went to his darbar and tried to appease him and all that, right? So for sannyasi, polluted and untouchable actually means those who are absorbed in wealth and women. Like that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you see, he never even the Prataparudra was a king, he's a devotee, but still he didn't even want to see him.
Yes, Prabhu.
You understand? This we are talking about that level of pollution and untouchable. And previous calculation here it talks about like we should not get, like I said, we discussed earlier that here they will have a nice opulent prasadam, they will give nice dakshina, etc., etc. We once we go, we get used to that. Again, we want to go there because it's easy to get it instead of going and doing begging from somewhere. When you are begging from somewhere, it should be every time you go to beg from new place. You don't go to the same place because you know that, hey, this place they are already they are giving very nice. So now I am sure that if I go here, I will get some good shelter, etc., etc. So that kind of familiarity should never be built up.
It's more
That's the
about
difference.
consciousness. It's more
Yes,
about
bro.
consciousness.
Conscious. Yes, bro. Yes, very nice. Yes, thank you, bro. And
Thank
Sapna Mataji, raise your hand.
Prabhuji, same question. First question,
Ah,
same I had.
okay,
Prabhuji,
that's
but
a you.
I have got one question.
Hmm.
Initially we spoke about divorce,
Hmm.
and I
Question.
don't know whether should I ask this question, but nowadays divorce among devotees are also very common and increasing.
Yeah, it is.
So
It's a very good question to ask. We just don't have an answer for that. What can we do? Too much attraction to material opulence and popularity and all those things, and yeah, people tend to follow the Bautic way, the materialistic people's way, because we are starting to worship them. We are starting to worship them because of their popularity and fame and name and all that. So naturally, you have to go in that direction. We even devotional service we do in that way. That our devotional service is no more in pursuance of purity. It's all in pursuance of popularity, name and fame. So it is not possible at all. This is bound to happen. And changing the partners is not going to improve our devotional service. So my spiritual master always told us that if for some reason if the husband or wife, the spouse is not happy with you, they want to go, you can't stop them. They may have to go. But after that, don't try again to get married again. Don't again go and enjoy the same thing. Just by changing your partners, your thing, life is not going to become great. So this is where we are in a difficult situation in Kali Yuga. Uh, there is always this marriage, remarriage, remarriage, remarriage. All those things are happening. And unfortunately, because they are very good speakers or very good servants, managers, speakers, whatever they may be, um, they are given that opportunity and setting bad example. Personally, I am not in favor of that unless and until there is a genuine repentance uh, in the they are themselves on their own. They take a low profile to low profile and maintain a low profile instead of again coming. What to speak of uh, normal guys, even sometimes very advanced devotees, they also do this kind of thing. So, Prabhupada also, Prabhu, you have something to say, Prabhu? Praise Prabhu?
Bro, the same thing. Same thing. I just wanted to have a scriptural answer for that.
Did you have a answer or you want a scriptural answer?
No, I just want to know what is the if to a person trying to avoid the karma, the bad karma, and trying to change the place, avoid this and go to another way, and then the karma that is there and he has to bear. No, it comes in another form or what? That is what I want to know.
It comes, definitely it comes. There is no way you can avoid the karma. And as it is from the bottom of our heart, we should not have any harmful thoughts about a living entity. In terms of not only that harmful in the sense bad for them, but also exploiting them for our own sense gratification. That is also a sinful thing. So most of the time, we were really exploiting others. We don't want to serve others. And Krishna has his own way to reveal to us, and see, Tukaram's wife is no these days the kind of wives that people are there. They are not as cruel as Tukaram's wife, but still Tukaram didn't leave her and she didn't leave Tukaram. You understand that? So that is the kind of they will fight. My Guru Maharaj used to say that his grandfather and grandmother were also fighting, but their fight was Vedic fight. You first eat, you first eat. That is their fight. Why are you fasting because of me? The father will shout, grandfather will shout at the grandmother. Grandmother will say, without you eating, how can I eat? So they had no thing at all, that you get lost wherever you want. I want to eat first. That kind of a thing they will never do. And even Tukaram's wife also, even though she will shout so much, she will not eat before Tukaram did. So these are all basic things they were following. That's why my Guru Maharaj used to say that when just 80 years ago, in the 80, 90 years ago also, in their village, of course, across all over India, if suppose they are walking and two husband and wife, they are suppose fighting, and say suppose husband is telling the wife, I will divorce you. And you say, no, I will divorce you, like that. So when they come back home, they will take up full snan because they are contaminated by just by hearing the word divorce. And Radhesham Prabhu used to say this, I can't even bear hearing this word. And what happens is in Kali Yuga, there is a natural the degradation. How it happens is when something which is abominable, it becomes normal. It is being taken as a like that is a normal normality of life. Then that's where the degradation is going more and more. So we can't help it. Unfortunately, you have a organization or movement or society, I'm telling, it's a worldwide movement. There is no screening that we do before we are getting somebody into devotional service. What is their background, where they are coming from? None of these things we do, right? For their actual past also, or even in their mind, what they are thinking, we don't know. And on a regular basis also, you see, when they are continuously engaging in bhakti also, we keep encouraging them. But we don't know what are the other things that are happening in their life. We meet 1 or 2 hours in the temple or in a program or wherever. But after that remaining 22 hours, what they are doing, where they are associating with, we don't have any control, isn't it? So that is where we have a limitation in terms of we can only give the knowledge, give the good sense, good thoughts and good advices. But we cannot control them in taking up, in insisting them to take up the instruction seriously. So at the end of the day, the purity should start off from each individual person, and that purity should come combined together into a like a group or a, say congregation or even bigger than that, like that, and then it should grow into a mass revolution or transformation of the entire society. It has to start from us. So when we are worried about how it is happening in the world and the society, our own society, etc., the only solution to this is how much purity we can cultivate ourselves and how much purity we can inspire others to cultivate. If I run behind popularity, I will inspire everyone around me also to run behind popularity. If I run behind Krishna purity, then those who are associating with us, they will also become pure. They will also be running around for that same thing. They will not be running for name and fame. You understand? So individually, what we are doing individually in our hearts, what we are carrying, that determines the transformation or how much we are inspiring the people around us to take up. Isn't it? Prabhupada was so pure. That is why he was able to inspire everybody else to go for purity. But what happens? Someone else is coming and saying, okay, this thing is growing, this movement is growing. So I can also take the opportunity and I want to become popular. Let me also become popular. There will be little bit of gratitude to Prabhupada and his followers, whatever. But in the heart of hearts, their main aim would be to how I can become more name and fame, more name and fame, more wealth, more this, more that, etc., etc. So then when the person becomes famous, everybody who I want to also become famous like him. I also want to become famous like that. Then suppose they see that somebody has become a very famous person because of they become famous because of their preaching or more some speaking or whatever. I will also become like that. Hey, they will imitate. Okay, I will imitate that person and I will also become like that. So this is how good inspiration, good example develops good followers. Bad example develops bad followers. So we should all start from ourselves first and not too much worry about how the others are doing their stuff, because eventually popularity does not last long. Purity lasts long, isn't it? There are so many YouTubes in the thing. The people are watching this, etc., whatever. But at the end of the day, can any of those audios and videos match the Kirtan of Prabhupada or Kirtan or his lectures of Prabhupada? Because we are still holding on to his lotus feet, with all the other things that are happening, still our movement is going on. We should not keep Prabhupada only for the namesake, but we should, heart of hearts, we should appreciate the greatest message that he given is that purity is the force. The first of the 4 things is purity is the force, right? Books are the basis, utility is the principle. What is the third thing?
Purity
Preaching
is
is
the
the
essence.
essence.
Sorry?
Purity is the force and
Preaching
preaching
No,
is the essence.
preaching is the essence, yes. Sorry, first is books are the basis, utility is the principle, then we have preaching is the essence, and purity is the force. All the other three can be there. It's like they give the example: nice car, nice seat, nice steering wheel, brake, engine, everything will be there, right? But unless you press the accelerator, how it will go forward? The accelerator has to work. Just simply not just the petrol. It has to. It has to move. When the car has to move, you need to have press the accelerator. That is the purity is the force. That's how we move. Our movement means actually purity. But what happens is we may be going here and there, but that's the beauty of Prabhupada's movement. You may wander here and there, but at the end of the day, after running through all those things, still people will be dissatisfied. They will come back to the original thing of purity. So we have to give them that leeway. But again, with all these marital things and general thing about relationships and too much of thing and all, we can only do so much. At the end of the day, those who are separating and giving up their married thing and whatever, they are also mature enough. Actually, they are not young children. They are grown up people. So they will have to learn to listen to the elderly advice, or the elders, genuine elders should be there to give the advice with genuine well-wishing attitude. They should give. So at least from our side, we can be those genuine well-wishing elders, right? At least to that extent, we can be there. And those who can take it up, they can take it up. Those who cannot, what can we do? Prabhupada said, okay, at least you engage in Krishna self. Somehow or other you engage. At least later you will come to your senses. Like Ajamila came to his senses later, towards the end of his life. At least somewhere it will come. So Prabhupada is very particular that whatever you do in your nonsense you do, at least don't give up service. Continue the service somewhere or other. But keep it low profile, because if you again come and start saying, there won't be any repentance. Service means with repentance. Without repentance, if you do the service, that will again create more and more chaos. You have to
Hare
be very
Krishna didn't
careful.
get it.
Sorry?
Without repentance, service without repentance.
Service without repentance is not service.
I didn't get that.
That when you are doing the service, you could have done something wrong in the previous thing, whatever. You are again engaging in service, but that service should be done with the repentance of what we have done in the past. Suppose somebody has cheated a girl or something, and you are a devotee maybe, and again he wants to engage in service. He should not come and engage in service justifying his position. I am right. Whatever I did was right. That girl was wrong, or that boy was wrong. If they think like that and come to do the service, they will create that impact on all others. Same kind of a mentality on all others. You understand? But when they are repentant about what they did, but still they feel that I want to purify myself by engaging in the seva, then they can create better environment around, better atmosphere around. That's the main problem that we have. And
Prabhuji,
unfortunately,
may I-
yes, Madhuji.
actually what happened day before yesterday, we were having a book stall, me and Swapna Mataji.
Mm-hmm.
We put a stall near our area. It's a temple, Swami.
Mm-hmm. Sorry,
And
your
in
voice
front
is
of temple.
breaking, Mataji. Sorry, your voice is breaking. Please come again.
Oh.
You both are having a book table in somewhere. Where was that?
Yes, in our area, and it is a temple of Swami Samartha temple. And
Okay,
there in front of
Samartha temple.
yes, that temple people's place was not there. In front of that one open land was there. We put a table over there. Then the people started coming for aarti and all. Then the temple, the one who is conducting temple, that lady came and she told me, did you ask a permission to put a table here? I said, I don't know where to ask. Tell me where to ask. I will ask. Then she said, you have to ask me only. Then I said,
Oh.
okay, give me permission. Then she said, no, now just mind up all these things. Don't put this table here. Pick it here from here. Next Thursday you come. Next Thursday I will give you permission. Then later I come to know that this place is not her, not that temple people. Their boundary, we were beside their boundary, not in their boundary. Then again, after some time, we did not stood from there. We did not go away. We were there only. She came and started telling that you are attracting our people and you are putting this business, you are doing their business. I said, you please don't tell anything. This place is not belong to you. So I don't think that to take permission from you is necessary. Then so they were forcing us, pick up your table, pick up your table. Though as a devotee at that time, what we should do? We should pick our table or we should continue with our seva.
People like this are there. They are envious, are they are worried. Insecurity is there. Even in ISKCON also, we also have sometimes there. Sometimes some devotees are worried. Hey, this person will poach our like how in politics they are poaching MLAs and all. Like that poaching devotees. Actually, we should not be worried about. At the highest state of our consciousness, we should not be worried. Somebody is taking my place. So, others are taking my place. Again, we should the very verse which I wanted to read is the 31st verse. It's a very nice one. This we were trying to read all these verses. My original idea was to read only the 31st verse. Anyway, let's read that and we'll come back to these beautiful slokas again. Where is that? Yeah. Yes, saintly person. Can you read this, Mataji? Harsha Mataji, you only read.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. A saintly person should never let others frighten or disturb him, and similarly, should should never frighten or disturb other people. He should tolerate the insults of others and should never himself belittle anyone. He should never create hostility with anyone for the sake of the material body. For he would thus be no better than an animal. Acha, okay.
This is the answer to your question, Mataji. Not only your question, for any questions, it is the best answer. This is the important quality of a saintly
Right,
person.
we were not
Sorry?
disturbed by his argument.
Okay.
But at that time, if they're telling to pick that table, we should we table हमको उठा लेना चाहिए या वहीं रहना चाहिए?
No, you don't take, you just keep it in your this thing and don't pay heed to them. Just you are outside. You are in some other place, no? You just don't even pay heed to them. You forget that they are there. Right? You don't worry about them. Because you are
Yes.
very clear that it is not in their boundary now. It's outside. Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Then why do you worry about them? And you don't be disturbed also by them. No dvijeta jana dhiro janam cho udvajaya natu. You don't frighten others. You just keep outside. One thing is that, Mataji, I have seen very nice this thing, that we can develop some, when we develop some nice relationship, cordial relationship with people, then these things won't happen. When they say that, you are poaching people and all those things, you say, no, we don't do. We can talk to them in a friendly way, and we can give them some prasadam, or we can ask them, if you have anything with you, we will keep that also in our book table. We will say distribute that. So I mean, just giving some example, like what makes people to be less envious of us or less disturbed by us. Something we can do, giving them prasadam, or what are they expecting actually? Are they expecting us to take permission from them? If it is within their boundary, it is outside the boundary, so there is no need to ask permission. But when we say
Their
that they will do
expectation,
this, sorry?
ultimately their expectation was like that they were telling you are attracting our people. Like they in
They
Hinduism
take
also
Correct.
there is
they
Prabhuji,
took them as competitors.
Yeah, that is
Prabhuji,
where.
what they told that? What they told that कि हमने भीड़ जमाई है and now you are using our भीड़.
So what do you do? No, using our bid means what we will do, we can do this, try this idea. So many people would have sponsored some Bhagavad Gita stores, na? Like they would have given sponsored and we are distributing some Bhagavad Gita for a lesser price or whatever. So we'll give them some Bhagavad Gita as gift. We tell them in the bookstall that you distribute these books and take the money for your temple maintenance.
thinking
Your
of
temple
that only.
expenses.
Next thing I am going to there do that only. But what happened? He started shouting and like it become like a
That is what, Mataji. See, when they will be shouting only because they are in the modes. If we are also reacting, then we will also be in the modes. So what we should do is we should have a smiling face. We should. I will tell you why it is happening this way. We have a certain expectation. Today I should go distribute this many books. Like that, we go with expectation. So anything comes as a disturbance to us, we start getting disturbed. That is why I told you this sloka. Please look at this sloka. A saintly person should never let others frighten or disturb him. You see, this is Krishna is sending somebody to tell you that hey, this is our area, whatever. So we have to develop a certain cordial relationship with them. We'll just go and tell them that you please take some of these things, or little bit 3-4 feet away further down from them where they are not worried about. We can always keep. Many times what happens now, we think that where there is crowd, there will be more books being distributed. But where actually speaking, where you are, their crowd will come. If your consciousness is really, complete surrender to Krishna, their crowd will come. Our idea is, let's go to the marketplace, more people will be there, we'll give as many books as in 1 hour I have to distribute 500 books and come back. That is how our consciousness is. We don't like to go
At
and
least
show.
we have to, people are coming, no? At least we have to approach people. We need a
No,
people.
Mataji,
We have to stay.
I will tell you one thing. Others will feel us as to be competitive when we feel others to be competitive. In our heart, when there is competition, that I want to do this, I want to be the first, I want to be this, I want to be that, etc. Then Krishna will send someone else who is thinking of us to be competitive or competitors. You see that?
Yes, Prabhu.
So this is subtle things that Krishna is playing. See, this is where the challenge is. Krishna is giving us spiritual problems, we are doing material solutions. When I say spiritual problems, what he is saying is he is testing our subtle envies and subtle competitive spirits and all that. And what we are trying to see is on the superficial level, this person is envious of us. So how do we sort it out? Okay, maybe we'll give them something, we'll give prasadam or this or that, etc. Externally it may work, but internally in our heart of hearts, if we see them also as souls guided by the super soul, then we will be talking to the super soul. We'll be not talking to the body. We are looking at the body of the people there, Samartha organization, whatever, and say, see, they are envious of us because we are distributing more books and this and that. They may have something also better. Who knows? So we are not here to appease them. I'm not trying to tell you to appease them, but see the soul in them. See the Atma in them. See the Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu. Right? Ye pashyati sa panditaha. Right? So we will see everybody in that way. So always anything that comes in our way as adverse situation, we should always see Krishna's hand in it. Positive or negative, whatever it may be. That abnormal situation is always Krishna is trying to teach us some lesson. So this verse, you take it and you meditate on it. See, that person might have been insulting you. You should tolerate the insult of others. And again, never belittle anyone. We will immediately think that oh, that person is insecure, that person is feeling bad about our thing, etc. These are all belittling. Why? It's fine. They are caught up in the modes. We should help them come out of the modes, not keep telling them, hey, you are caught in the modes, you are caught in the modes. Don't look at them in a niche like a niche people. And don't create hostility with anyone for the sake of the material body. Then it's like two dogs fighting. As Krishna he was in Dwarka, he was sitting and taking prasadam. That one dog was chasing a sadhu, and sadhu was running away in fear. And immediately he got up and he said, I want to go and save this sadhu. This dog is chasing him. Then Rukmini said, no, you want to go and save that. Then again he sat down. Why did you sit down? You were about to go and save that sadhu. Then he said, no, that by the time the sadhu reached a dead end, he took a stone and he started chasing the dog, and now the sadhu is chasing the dog. And the dog is running away in fear because the sadhu is carrying a stone with him and about to throw the stone. So then Krishna said, no, earlier one dog was chasing a sadhu, now one dog is chasing another dog. So they will fight and they will sort it out themselves. I don't have to intervene. So that is, we should never create hostility with anyone for the sake of the material body. Then we would be no better than an animal. So that's how Krishna is saying. Forest, Mataji, if one place is giving some problem, in the whole Pune, is that the only place where you can distribute books? You should think like that. Krishna will find you some other place where you can go and distribute. Go to the railway station, stand in the corner of the railway station, nobody will bother you. There are people who go inside the train and do distribution. They have kept bookstalls inside the station itself. I saw one in Calcutta station, Howrah station. Like that, there are many places they have bookstores. There are a lot of innovative ways people uh, find out. But this verse should be taken as our standard, not only for book distribution, for any kind of adverse situation that comes, we should meditate again and again. Deham uddishya pashuvat vairam kuryan nakemit. Vairam is envy. Here is using the word hostility in a very polite way, but actually vairam means envy. Nirvairam means non-envious. Right? It doesn't matter. One day you might have targeted to distribute some 500,000 Gitas. You may not have been able to. It's okay. Another day you can do. Krishna had given this kind of situation. But if you are practicing this sloka, no, that is the real success. In that situation, whatever adverse situation it may be, if you are practicing this verse, whatever little way, 10-15% if you practice also, that's a success. Right? Instead of justifying my position that, they thought like this, I am correct, etc., etc. We just try to take help from such guidelines that nice lighthouse kind of a sloka it is. Right? We have to take example of this. Swapna Mataji, you raise your hand.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, what happened in Prabhupada? I was with Harsha Mataji, and Prabhupada's Maranam, we had a discussion, and at that time, it was the conclusion that my false ego has increased. So I need a slap. So I told Krishna, I need a slap. So next day, the slot was there, and the person came, and he started screaming at us, and he was telling that हमने भीड़ लगाया है लाया है पहले नहीं आते थे तुम हमने भीड़ लगाया तो you have started coming and इधर आके you are doing business. Prabhuji, I lost my control. I lost my and I said, are you
See, when he is
हम
telling, no, one thing, Mataj, before you continue, he say, हमने भीड़ लगाया, we have brought this crowd, etc., etc. That हमने, that itself is like मैं thing, ne? There itself he is showing he is the bodily conception. So we have
Prabhuji,
to
I
see
lost
that
my
this person is completely controlled by the modes.
Prabhuji,
Right?
even
Yes,
I
please
was.
continue.
Even I was. And then, and after that, I repented, my God. And then I spoke to my Prabhuji. I talked to my counselor. Talked to Harsha Mataji. Talked to one more devotee. I begged for forgiveness to everybody possible. I told my counselor to pray for me, though I don't lose my temper. Oh my God! It was very difficult. I never did like this,
See,
but
that is the one difference.
this is
No, I will tell you the biggest difference is that person would not have repented like you. And that is the biggest difference Prabhupada has brought to our life. After doing something, sadhu revasa mantarya means when we are after doing something which may be disturbing us, when we repent, that's why I told you service without repentance is not service. You did the service, you think that you have not completed the service, but actually your
Prabhuji,
service.
1 minute.
Hmm,
Aditi bhog
hmm,
दाखवायचा आहे.
So if
Please, please.
when you are doing the service, we think that service means successfully completing the thing. But actually on that day, Krishna left you with that service of learning this particular lesson, that's all. So when you repent, that itself is the completion of that service. The next time when we go with the proper consciousness. You see, I did book distribution in the US when I was there. There is no way you can go out and do book distribution like this in those days. Quite difficult. So I was in an apartment complex. So I really wanted to distribute books. So I took some books and I said, okay, let me go and knock the doors. There, especially the local people there, the Americans and all, they don't open the door anybody knocking. And secondly, some of them will even carry guns. Anybody knocks immediately, they'll just pick out the guns and shoot you. So, but I just went and knocked and Nobody opened. A few of those people who opened, they are screaming at me, etc., etc. I thought, no, what is this happening? I may not be able to distribute at all. Then I came back. Then I saw, I thought over again, and I saw what is the mistake that I did. I thought I didn't pray to Krishna and Prabhupada before leaving. So I sincerely repented and prayed to them, bowed down to them and prayed to them. Say that, I am not distributing these books, it's yours. If you want, you please distribute it, talk to them yourself. Like that, I prayed to them. I really want to serve, but please engage me like that. Immediately after that, I go and knock the doors. Every single house, they were getting books. They were all Americans. They are not even the Indians. I don't even know who was living in this apartment, those in their apartment. And they were just seeing the book, and immediately they were. It's like magic happening. I never saw that. I never experienced that any time before that. So I was amazed. Just like all the books are just going, and within minutes it is just going. Then I saw that humility is missing. We do service and we take it for granted that I have followed this technique. It will work everywhere. But the real technique is humility and surrender. That is a real foolproof technique. All other things may come sometime, may not come sometime.
Yes,
So this is actually good that that person would not have repented because he doesn't have the backup of Bhagavad Gita or Prabhupada. He still thinks that I have got the crowd, I have got the crowd. That whole mentality has to go away, isn't it? I am doing that has to go away. Very nice realizations. Thank you for sharing that, Harsha Mataji and Sapna Mataji. So nice. Kamalini Mataji, sorry, you raised your hand.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Actually, today morning I was going through Chandan Kumar Prabhu, who shared few points from last Narada Muni discussion
Our
class.
Chanchalpati
So there he was.
Chanchalpati Prabhu.
Yeah.
Okay, his name is.
Okay, here it is. The
coming as
name is.
Chandan Singh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So here one point is when something bad happens or any unfavorable situation arises, we should not blame or curse, but instead see Krishna's hand behind it. By this way, gradually we will stop blaming or seeing others as cause of our discomfortable situation.
Yeah.
So anything happens, Krishna's hand is there. See, we are still, even this happened to me also, Prabhuji. In Secunderabad, near our house, there is a Hanuman temple. We went and stood there outside. We had a table. Still, 1 week they allowed. The next week they said, no, you cannot have it here. I said, I am on the road. But still, I said, okay. So they feel threat. These people are going to take away, and they don't have any books or anything there that we are a competitor to them. But still, I do not know what. Oh, ISKCON people are going to get more and more devotees, or what they are feeling, we do not know. But I said, okay, I tried my best, and just 2-3 books I could do. That's all.
Prabhupada said that no, we have injected the poison, it will work. So
Yeah.
Smarana
did last week. Yes.
That is bound to happen. Sometimes, we will have to just tell them straightforward that, you just for a few minutes like this, you will do like that. And we can't satisfy everybody all the time. Sometimes you'll have to do certain things. But only thing is that keep this shloka, you will have to keep this shloka as a template, as a bottom line thing for us. Anything that we do, not just in book, anything that we do, Yasman no dvijate loko loka no dvijate cheka. The same shloka in Bhagavad Gita also, same thing. Don't be disturbed by others, don't disturb others. That's the main important thing.
And we can only try, we can only do our duty. The result is in Krishna's hand. Even we should think like that. I can only try to distribute books. Try my best to my fullest potential. Then it is up to Krishna.
The result of doing all the book distributions and prasadam distributions and all kinds of seva is that we become more humble. That's all. We become more and more humble and more dependent on Krishna and Guru for our seva. That is ultimate success. Number of books distributed or number of prasadam, number of programs conducted is not the success of our service. The secondary thing. Thank you, Kamalini Mataji. I see a few more hands raised. Chaturbhuj Prabhu?
Yes, Pruji. Pruji, I had a question, Pruji.
Yes.
You used
two words, Prabhuji, in this discussion, that the modes and especially the word humility right now. Prabhuji, generally when we are in the modes and doing services, then we are after, getting the results, and we may even, our mind sometimes say that, no, I'm doing it for Krishna. I want to do it for Krishna. We don't even expect, just like we don't meditate on this word internally, I want to be humble. And sometimes we, philosophize this inside our mind, because Srila Prabhupada said, humility also means being aggressive for Krishna. How 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 do we, Prabhuji, identify ourselves at that time? Means even, I am philosophizing my own mistakes.
Yeah, the thing is, anywhere where you are trying to justify yourself, it means that we are not humble. That's pretty much straight. So, Sapna Mataji, please carry on. Already we extended your time, your service time is taken off here. Please carry on and let us know nice realizations you should be having. Really happy to hear from you, Harsha Mataji and others. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Harsha Mataji also, I think she's gone. Public. Hare Krishna. Thank you for that. Yeah, Chaturvedi Prabhu. So basically, it's just about justification. Prabhu. In our heart, my Guru Maharaj always used to ask me, what does your super soul say? He would always ask, anytime I come up with such questions, say, what does your super soul say? It's a very simple thing, that we always try to justify ourselves and pat ourselves on the back. That's what we are trying to do. So it's very simple. We know what we are doing, right? We are just simply trying to justify. Okay, I am doing this, I am doing that, I am doing all this service. Krishna will be pleased with me, etc. Actually, Krishna being pleased is when we are introspecting ourselves and see where I went wrong, where I can improve myself, instead of looking at another person and say, he should improve this, he should do this, he should do this, etc. So that is all we need to do. So that is where the modes, passion and tamas will always, the mind absorbed in modes of passion and good ignorance will always say you are right. Will always say you are correct, you have no fault, you can just work at that this thing. Unfortunately, that is being taken as a only this thing for self-esteem. Like these days, they use these words, be motivated, be self-esteem, and all those kind of things. But actually, by doing that, we are getting more and more and more into the modes. That is important. We have to understand that, right? We should defend the philosophy, but we should not defend ourselves. Whenever there is many mistakes on our side, you understand? This is the reason I did. That is the reason I did, etc., etc. When we say, then what happens is that defense itself will weaken our position, because we lack humility. I say, yes, I am wrong. I am fine. I am wrong. I have repent for it, and I know I did wrong, and I sincerely praying and to Krishna to forgive me and give me the inspiration. That is the boldness or courage that we should have to accept our mistakes. Courage is required more to accept our mistakes than to accept our success or whatever. To accept a success, you don't need so much courage. To accept the mistakes and own up the fault, you need more courage, right? So that is where we should depend more on Krishna. So the justification thing, whenever there is there, it is definitely lower modes. We should come out of it. Should learn to say that, okay, yes, I did this mistake. Yes, I definitely repent for it. Very boldly we should say that. Many times what happens, people sleep under the carpet, their mistake. Other person is fault, other person is fault. These see our mistakes under the carpet. Tell Prabhu. Amalni Mataji, sorry, with you we'll end this discussion. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhu. You are a great addition to our.
Bringing out this verse.
No, really, it's so many nice, lovely verses are there. You are such a great addition. We met in Vrindavan, and I think right after that, we get a chance to meet again. We will see Krishna again. We'll get a chance to meet. Thank you, Prabhu. Kamalini Mataji, you were going to say something? With that, we will end today's discussion. Already.
Oh, sorry, Prabhuji. I didn't down my hand. I just
Okay.
stopped.
No worries.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
nice. No problem. So we wanted to read these slokas as a precursor to Narad Muni's next few slokas that are going to come up. So these slokas we will again meditate on. We jumped from 18 to 31 directly. Some 8 and slokas are there more. We will again read them and discuss further on them. And that will be a real supporting slokas to this Narad Muni's what he is going to do next. जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रील गुरुदेव की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय. With that, Gaur Premanande, and all glories to all your service, Prabhu's Mataji's. Continue your glorious food distribution
Thank you
seva.
so much.
And Krishna willing, we will all get to hear from you nice realizations from all of you. Hari Bo, Hare Krishna. And also,
And I'm Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.